Do you think that today's world needs exactly the same skills as your daddy's world?
Not really.
You should find a skill that you think has a market value. The curriculum you're studying in Africa is almost the same as what your dad studied.
Yeah. Inakuwaje Tongo Nguvu, mimi naitwa presenter Ali wa Entertainment PA. The A is always for amazing. Siku zote natia bidii kuhakikisha kwamba nakuletea stories tofauti za burudani, and of course it's another episode fully and proudly sponsored by Bed Palace PA. They have the best furniture. They are the number one dealers in furniture here in Kenya. And of course today I'm joined by one guy. His name is Eve. YVE, and last time we had a very interesting conversation, with him, and people loved him and they've asked for him, and I've just decided to follow up on him because last time he came, for a short interview, and he said he's gonna be traveling. How are you doing, man?
Man, I'm alive, bro. When you're alive, all you can do is just thank God.
Yeah.
I'm back in Kenya though. I'm very excited.
Yeah, you traveled to Tanzania, you went to Uganda, you went back to Tanzania. What have you been up to?
Yo, I love Tanzania a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I like to go to chill in Tanzania sometimes. It's a little bit slow than Kenya. Kenya's a little bit like fast.
Yeah.
And then I went to Uganda. Actually, I bought a farm. And I had a big farm over there for dairy farm. And that's why I've been in Uganda too much. And I call Uganda too, so probably one of the free country I ever seen.
Okay.
People talk about Museveni. Bro, Museveni is doing nothing except eating pineapples, man. That man is I love Museveni. I think he's very funny. He's a comedian, number one. And if you go into Uganda, people have really freedom, man. They just do whatever you want to do, and it's cool. I like it.
You like it?
I like it, yeah.
And last time also, if I can remember very well, we were having this conversation of how to empower, the youth here in Kenya and also generally in Africa, to be able to earn online, make money online. How is it going so far?
So last time we had a program. Yeah. With the in Africa Academy, we have we're producing some programs for virtual assistant as well, digital marketing. So we had a massive success actually, and we got a lot of people sign up. We're not expecting the numbers. So I feel bad to say this, but we end up suspending the class because we were not expecting that many people to sign up, and we were not prepared for that. So we suspended the class and we refunded everybody the money, and right now we are pushing the class to January. So we are looking to get enough time to prepare ourselves as well, building a software to actually run this on a scale. Yeah.
So what exactly are you guys going to be doing in Africa?
In Africa is it's like a big brand, right? So we have a little bit of stuff. We're focusing on a 4-main area. So the first area is in Africa Academy, so which is educations, and we provide alternative education to young people, right? Our philosophy is simple. Instead of you going to school and spend 4 years, learning some course. It's funny, right? There's one guy he called me, and he was like, from you, he was like, oh man, I saw your interview. I want to join your class. And I was like, cool. And then I'm asking him, like, hey, what did you go to school for? And he said he went to school for disaster management. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So have you ever had a job before? He said, no, bro, it's been almost 4 years. I never get a job.
There are no disasters around, man.
That's what I told him. I feel bad to say him, but that's what I told him. Like, yo, bro, of course you're not going to get a job. You know what I mean? Like, you live in Kenya. There's no flood, bro. There's no earthquake, bro. There's no hurricane, bro. Yeah. What is that you're going to be managing?
Oh, my God.
It's like, that's crazy. Man. And that's what I'm looking to learn. I'm like, yeah. So on Africa Academy, we provide what is missing in African educations. We are providing what you call practical education, something you can learn and use.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Immediately. You don't have to wait for 4 years. You go to school, you learn some funny course. You come back home, you don't have practical knowledge, right? You know, if you look at most of us African educations is focusing on memorizing and testing. You know what I mean? People just memorize, and you're going to test and test. They're not really teaching you how to use the same knowledge you just got in the real world.
You're not getting the practical aspect of it.
No, you're just memorizing and testing, and you get A, and you think you're doing good. You know what I mean? In the reality, you just spitting out the same thing they gave you, right? So, and in Africa, we focus something like, for example, the digital marketing, right? Our digital marketing program is specifically designed to help you 3 months alone to be done and you're ready to either start your own digital marketing agency, you know, which is a great opportunity in Kenya, or to actually go work in a company, you know, like, even in Kenya, actually, you can find a lot of companies that can hire for to be a digital marketing, right? So we have like, you know, general virtual assistant program, right? And that one is a fantastic program for people who are looking for more like a stable online gig. You know what I mean? You're looking to get like a stable job online. Yes, you know, general virtual assistant for you. Digital marketing is more for creative. If you're like a creative person, you're artist. You like to draw. You like to come up with a concept. You know what I mean? That's for you because it's a little bit more technical.
So there's education, there's digital marketing.
And we have a general virtual assistant. You know what I mean? So we have more course we're gonna be rolling out. And right now we are creating another. You know, once we launch our platform, we're going to have a section for entrepreneur.
Wow.
So this is a section we're gonna create like a use case, you know, like case studies, a business plan for different industries, as we give you specific knowledge for a specific industry. You know what I mean? So we think this is gonna make a lot of impact when it comes to young people as well. You know, open your eyes. You know what I mean? Because if you look at it, the more information you have, the more competitive advantage you have in the market. You know what I mean? If you don't have information, you don't have information, period. You know what I mean? And if you have information today, your life can change tomorrow.
That's true.
I mean, so
Looking at the way you are explaining Anne in Africa, it looks like it's all about Africans. You have, would you say you have a passion, you know, for the African youth?
Yeah, I mean, for me, Anne in Africa has always been kind of like, how am I gonna call it? A purpose. You know what I mean? You know, in life, you know, right now a lot of people they're purposeless, right? You know, you can see like, you know, people that are just self-absorbed. You understand? People go on social media, they're just talking about themselves. You know, it's like looking in the mirror. You know what I mean? So nobody really has a purpose outside their own existence. You know what I mean? For example, you can say like, I want to, you know, plant million trees. You know what I'm saying? That's a purpose.
That's a purpose,
You know what I mean? It can be like, okay, I want to adopt dogs. I want to go on the streets, pick up all the dogs, and adopt them. You know what I mean? Actually, I have a project in Uganda right now to take the dogs from the street and put them in a shelter. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I'm passionate about as well. So Anne in Africa, for me, is something we developed as a way to show people that you don't have to move outside Africa to make it. You know what I mean? And for that proof, I'm back in Africa. You know,
right?
You know, so I've been in Africa for 6 months. I haven't went back. You know, United States. You know what I'm saying? I'm a U.S. citizen, and I've been in Africa because I believe you can make it in Africa. You have a higher chance to make it here than in the United States, than in Europe, than in Asia. But all you need is informations. You know, that's all you need. You need information. So we have a separate, you know, segment with our business where we are focusing. We have Anne in Africa food program. This is where we focus more on farming, you know, modern farming, you know, producing like quality food, and as well as solving the, you know, food crisis in Africa. We should not be able to go to the European or United Nations to ask for food when we have massive land in Uganda and Tanzania. So. And then, you know, we have Anne Africa Educations, which is Anne Africa Academy. And also we are looking into like, you know, healthcare, you know, as well, real estate, you know, and some other industry.
Do you think Africa in itself is underrated in terms of the resources that we have to be able to make someone, you know, self-sustainable?
I would not say Africa is underrated. I would say the knowledge is hidden from Africans. People outside Africa, they understand the potential in Africa. Understand?
Yeah.
That's why when you go like all the big companies that are owned by the Europeans.
Yeah.
Them they understand the potential in mining, energy, food, real estate. They understand all that.
Yeah.
And most of the companies actually in Europe, when they think about growth, they think about Africa.
Crazy.
But for us African people, we don't believe in Africa.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
We've been brainwashed.
We've been brainwashed.
Yeah.
Stop watching too much American movies, you know what I mean? People spend their own entire time watching Kardashians, you know what I'm saying? And then now they want to go in Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? So we've been brainwashed, and also the information has been hidden from us. Whereby, I'll give you an example, right? Let's say a country has gold.
Yeah.
I'll give you Tanzania.
Yeah.
A very sad part, right?
Yeah.
Tanzania export gold about $2.8 billion every year.
Yeah.
And Tanzania, it's a very poor country.
Very poor country.
Very poor country, right? But they export $2.8 billion. Then ask yourself a question. Who is benefiting
from the export
for that $2.8 billion? So if you do a little bit of research, Tanzania Gold is controlled by two companies.
Okay.
So the number one is a Buick company, which is a Canadian company.
Okay.
Control most of the minings in Tanzania.
Yeah.
So the second company is they call it I think it's the Anglo Ashanti. Is owned by a South African company, which is owned by a UK company. So that's the two companies which control pretty much all the gold minings in Tanzania. So now you find the contract between the government and those companies is maybe 15% loyalty. So the company pays 15% to the government, and the company keeps 75%. So now you have a country where about 75% of their natural resources is fleeing. You know what I mean? Number one, gold is something which is underground.
Yeah.
You don't need to go bring a white man to come dig gold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can really take a shovel and dig it yourself.
That's true.
Why do you need investment in gold?
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're not building a factory. You know what I'm saying? You're not building anything. You're just digging something which is already there.
Yeah.
Why do we need to bring these companies in our land to dig something which is already there when we have poor people who are looking for a job when they can dig that gold for free?
Wow.
You know what I mean? And that's why, and also that goes back to the school system. Tanzania has gold, but they don't teach people how to mine.
Yeah.
A regular kid in Tanzania does not know how to mine gold.
Yeah.
The information is hidden. A regular kid in Tanzania does not know that Buick is stealing their gold. Because if people knew that, they would demand more from their government. So I'm saying, so the problem is not like Africa is underrated. The problem is people outside Africa, they understand Africa. And they see more potential in Africa. And they know there's money to be made. But people from in Africa, they have hid the information from them. So all they think is problems. Nobody thinks about solutions. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
One of the things that I've noted from our past conversation and this conversation is the fact that you went to the USA, you've traveled in many countries, but you've just chose Africa.
I mean, Africa is blessed, man.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. Bro, like, I like this quote say, this is my land.
Yeah.
Even if I die, I will come back to the same land. And I like that saying because, this is where I belong. Understand? It's Africa, that's where I belong. And I believe America was built. America's a very inspiring story.
Yeah.
Except, even if they have all the past bad history like slavery and the killing of Native Americans, America is still one of the most inspiring story.
Yeah.
America, is pretty much like about 300 years old, but Africa, Kenya is like 1,000 years old, probably more than 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
But America is able to build everything within that 300 years. The plane was invented in America.
In America, yeah.
Cars.
America.
So you can see how many things they have created within
a short period of time.
A short period of time.
Yeah.
So and that's the same thing. I feel like to build Africa is not gonna take millions of people. It's going to take 1,000 people. Only 1,000 people can build this continent.
That's crazy.
America was built by not more than 20 men. J.P. Morgan, the founder of J.P. Morgan Bank, Carnegie, and Andrew Carnegie. Then you got like a Vanderbilt, you got Rockefellers. It's about not more than 10 men. Okay. They built the entire United States country. Okay. Carnegie came up with the steel. He invented how to make steel. You got like a Vanderbilt built the first railways in the United States. Then you got Rockefeller. He invented how to refine the oil. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to take a few men to build this Africa. And I believe that there's a lot of men out there, a lot of young men who actually, passionate about this. And those people, I'm looking for them.
Wow. There is the current existing education systems here in Africa. Yeah. Do you feel like they are able to empower people to understand the truth about money, the truth about personal finance?
No. Yeah, number one, you have to look at your teacher. Your teacher is broke. You know what I'm saying? Wow. If you want to see your answer, look at your teacher. You know what I'm saying? Your teacher is broke. You know what I mean? So if he really knew how would he be broke? You know what I mean? And also we have to understand that most African things are not original. Our curriculum comes from London. We don't make our own curriculum.
Yes.
You are learning from the language you don't understand. So if you're learning science in a language you don't understand, what do? You memorize.
Yes.
You understand? Because if you read, you don't understand what it is, but you just have to memorize it so you can be able to write them on the test. Even if you don't understand what it means. You understand? So
yeah.
You are learning, you're reading something but you don't understand what it is. Yeah. You just memorize, right? And then the other thing is most of our education focus on theory, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't really focus on, how many schools in Kenya have, like, a research labs?
Probably none.
How many, if you go, like, for example, in Europe or in America, most of, like, breakthrough in technology comes from universities.
Yeah.
Like, students doing research, they invent stuff. But here we don't have research labs.
Okay. So what I'm getting is, and in Africa is giving individuals practical steps to understanding money, to understanding personal finance, to understanding how you can actually build yourself without having to go to courses for 5 years, for 10 years. We have people who are doing, courses and they tell you, I did my degree in 4 years, I did my master's in 3 years, I did my PhD in... So you're telling me that I can be able to get in a better position by doing a course of less than 3 months, or less than a year, and be better than someone who's actually done this for 12 years.
Okay, I'm asking you a question. Did you go to school?
Yeah.
How many years do you do?
If I count 8 for 4, that's 16 years.
16 years. How much money have you made from your education?
0.
That's it. Your answer's there. And for me, I'm not promising nobody heaven.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not promising nobody heaven, right? But if you believe that education is broken, then it needs to be changed. For us, in Africa Academy, what we do is basically provide alternative education.
I get it.
Just like in 10 years ago, people will go to school, and some other people will choose to go to learn electrician, to become an electrician or plumber. You know what I'm saying? So right now the skill has changed. You know what I'm saying? Right now we live in a digital era.
Yeah.
So the skill is no longer to become an electrician. You know what I'm saying? The skill is now to be maybe a good video editor.
True.
Or becoming like a good graphic designer, or becoming good at using AI. You understand? So that's why the skill has moved. You come in Africa here, they're still teaching kids. The curriculum you're studying in Africa is almost the same as what your dad studied.
Yeah.
You You know what I'm saying? The curriculum in the 70s hasn't changed that much.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So, do you think that today's world needs exactly the same skills as your daddy's world?
Not really. Not really.
So, another question: do you think 4 years in university, where you the first year you go, the second year you forget everything you learned the first year, you go in the third year you forget everything you learned the second year, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Do you really think it makes sense to you? You know, if it makes sense to you, that's cool. You know, you can keep going and give money to your universities. But I will advise you. I'm not saying you should come to my to an Africa Academy. I mean, that's not this conversation is about education in general. You should find a skill that you think has a market value, and you should also count your time as an asset when you're making those choices, because there's what you call opportunity cost. If you go to school for 4 years, what are you missing?
Now looking at say I enroll for An in Africa. I do a specific course. Have you aligned the courses in such a way that they are marketable, in such a way that once you get this skill, you're gonna get something going?
So here's the thing, right? A lot of people usually they're looking for easy way out. You understand? I hate to break to you, there's no easy way out. You understand? So, when you tell people like, oh, hey, you can take this course and, you can get support, this course can be able to change your life. They think, oh man, if I take this course, I'm guaranteed, to make money. If I tell you that, I would be lying to you.
Okay.
Understand? You know why? Because if you take a course, number one, you need to take a course you think or you believe, it works for you.
That's true.
That's number one, right? So number two is you have to understand the market landscape itself. And you have to understand, where do you want to go to work? Where you're going to be finding job? What is the demand for that specific course? And then once you understand that, you can be okay, good. I think I'm going to do digital marketing because this. But don't take a course because, I'm going to get it, There's no way out, nigga. Sorry, there's no way out. You're stuck. You know what I mean? We stuck in this planet, you know what I mean? And number two is you're already in jail. The planet is a jail itself. You know what I mean? So you should, when you're making education choices, you should choose something that you think has a market value, as a way of market demand. And also, you should make sure you count your time as a part of the investment.
Wow.
So the less time it can take you to finish something, the better. The long time, the worse.
I'm interested to know this. I don't know if you're gonna be having specific examples or in your own experience. You went to the US, looking for greener pastures, and probably realized that the greener pastures are not there. And then you came to Africa and you've learned so much about Africa. You've traveled in Africa. Do you think, in your own experience, that is, there are some financial myths that we need to unlearn?
A lot of them. So there's this saying, you only see opportunity in Africa once you leave Africa.
No way.
Yeah, everybody who have left Africa want to invest in Africa.
That's crazy.
When they were in Africa,
they didn't see any.
They didn't see any. So when they left,
that's crazy.
You know why? Because when you leave, now you get the real informations that are hiding from you here. Then you understand, wait a minute, actually that farm, I should have done this. You understand? So that's the main issue, right? When you leave Africa, you see the opportunity in Africa. You start thinking about, maybe I should go back to invest in Africa. The thing is, going to United States or going to Europe, I think it's old concept, also colonial driven concept. And I mean, everybody has been fooled to believe that if you go to United States, your life becomes better. I have seen guys in New York City, live in Bronx in one bedroom apartment, 6 of them. in 1-bedroom apartment. And this is not a big bedroom apartment. This is a small bedroom apartment, right? Yeah. This guy, you can't even have a girlfriend because you can't bring the girl to the crib, but there's 6 other niggas in that crib, So then you ask yourself, why do you want to stay here? You live worse than you going back to Ghana or going back to Nigeria or Kenya. So, but these people, if you tell them to go back to Africa, they will fight you. You know what I'm saying? Because they believe doesn't matter how bad it can get, it can never be bad as Africa. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So this is the mindset. They believe it like, okay, it can be bad here. I may be living in one apartment with the 6 people. I may be sleeping on the floor, on the air mattress. But at least I'm here. You understand? So
yes.
So Africa, for me, I think Africa is way, way better than the United States. You know what I mean? Africa is more free, and going to United States right now in this age is waste of time. Stay here.
Now, in your own opinion, what would you say is 1, or rather 2 or 3, whatever, key financial advice that you got to learn, and you're like, I think this is it. Everyone needs to know about this.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing is you have to understand, how the money works. That's number 1. You have to understand where the money come from and how to get the money and what to use the money. That's number 1. So there's a system of money. In Africa we don't learn about money.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You know what I mean? Everybody thinks
we learn how to work with money.
Everybody thinks money is a ghost because you never get it, you never see.
You're always looking for money.
And when somebody has it, you think it's Illuminati. So
you even think you're even conditioned to think that having money is evil.
Yeah. So because everybody believe money is ghost, it's bad. You know what I'm saying? So because you never catch it. And once you see somebody who has, you think he's working with sin. You know what I'm saying? You think he's like, he's has sold his soul, you know what I'm saying? You think he has maybe stole something. You think he's like Illuminati. You think he's like dying like a money ritual, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because nobody believes you can actually catch the money.
Yeah.
You understand? So, you have to, the first thing you have to understand is getting rich is not luck. You know what I'm saying? People be like, oh, you're lucky, man. You're lucky, rich. Getting rich is not luck. Nobody has ever got rich by luck, except if you win a lottery.
Yeah. Then they probably never get it.
Then that's luck. But getting rich, it's steps, right? Money and knowledge is the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You see, knowledge accumulate over time.
Okay.
If you read one book, it's not going to change your life. But if you read 10 pages a day, for the next 10 years,
crazy.
You're gonna start having a different perspective. So money is the same thing. Money, you have to plant seed. So after 10 years, then you're gonna see the result of those seeds. So things accumulate. So getting rich is a plan, strategy, and execution. It's not like you're gonna be gay, lucky. Oh man, you're lucky you have money. No, I'm not lucky. I worked hard. You know what I'm saying? And I planned. So the first advice is to understand how the money works. Number 2 is to know that money is not a ghost. You can actually get it by planning. You know what I mean? And then number 3 is understanding your markets. Understanding what you want. What is the need? You know what I mean? If you live in Kenya, let's give you an example in Kenya, right? If you live in Kenya, you can ask yourself, what is the need in the Kenyan market?
Okay.
I mean, for example, if you go look at the national import, directly, if you look what Kenya is importing, you can see like they're importing a lot of food. And then you can be like, okay, sure, they're importing too much food. What if I go produce this food locally? Because they're already imported, which means they're already spending money to that product. So you can produce that food locally, probably cheaper. They can import it.
Wow.
But if you don't understand what is needed in the market, you're gonna end up finding 10 different people that are doing the same businesses.
And one of the things that has actually caught my eye is you saying that you can do this course in like 3 months and probably get a job and start earning. And someone looking at it from a different perspective might think that let me rush to this. It might be a get quick rich scheme.
No, there's no. They would say like if something sound too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It took me over 6 years to get what I am. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like accumulating knowledge and as we're applying it. So the fourth victim to the get rich quick scam is come to this mindset whereby most African people don't have patience.
True.
They're not willing to wait.
True.
I mean, if you tell them like, oh man, if you pay me $200 on this, you wanna get $500 next month. They will sell their land and give you money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why. Look at them. The hardest businesses in Africa is bets. I'm just telling you. You know what I mean? No,
yes.
If you're betting, it basically means you don't believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you believe in yourself, you will not be believing in some oracles, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you taking your hard-earned money and betting, hoping that you're gonna wake up a millionaire, and then you have 6 bets, and then one goal spoil the whole entire bet.
Every damn time you're just saying.
You know what I mean? So, that's the thing. But we need to change the mentality. Number one, we need to understand first our capability. We need to understand our power. And the one thing I will say is, every man is a god. And if you understand that, just by understanding that you have power to create something which does not exist, you know what I'm saying, you're going to have enough power to solve any problems. You know what I mean? Because look outside. Everything is man-made. You know what I'm saying? A man is a god because a man created reality.
Sure.
That's the point. A man has imagination. You can imagine something and create it, make it happen. The Bible says, before everything there was a word. The word is the imagination of a man. Before you build this house, you build it in your head. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then so a man is a god, and that's the fact. The God is not in the sky, because we went there with the rockets to the moon and to Mars. We have never seen God habitant. You know what I mean? So even the Bible itself says what? That says, I created you in my own image. So God gave you everything you need. You know what I'm saying? To create anything. You know what I mean? And so by a lot of African people, when you're hungry, you pray to God. Please, God, give me some food. You know what I mean? Everything you pray to God. Yeah. You don't believe in your own ability to solve problems. Yeah. And that's why, when things get tough, we run to overseas. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Thinking it's always better.
It's going to be better over there. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, and I think that's the biggest problem with us is our mentality of not believing in ourselves enough. You know what I mean? The mentality of not using our resources the most efficient way. Our mentality of not working together. Our mentality not believe each other. Wow. And our mentality of selling ourselves to the foreigner culture. You know what I'm saying? We have abandoned ourselves. And that's going to be, it's going to come with a heavy cost in terms of like what we can achieve on this planet.
Yeah. What does the dream look like? Looking at, earning Africa, let's give it 10 years. You said Africa needs 1,000 people to change Africa.
Yep.
What does the dream look like? Do you feel like earning Africa is going to be a game changer in Africa? It's going to change lives. It's going to create jobs. It's going to create opportunities.
That's exactly, what we do, you know what I mean? And, I don't sleep. That's what I think about, you know what I mean? And Africa is a portal. It's a portal or a gateway to Africa. And in Africa at the same time is a platform for the young people to build from. You understand? If you're a designer, let's say you design clothes, you don't have to build a factory. You can go to a factory and they produce your clothes.
You can sell them.
And you can sell them.
Okay.
So now, think about in Africa as like we build factory. And then thousands of young designers, now they can produce their clothes
from that factory.
So now they don't have to go and build the factory. You know what I mean? So we have the business we have in Uganda with the farm. We do that a lot. So we have a farm, right? A huge farm over there. But now anybody, if you wanna, we have some people. If you wanna own cows, you don't have to go and buy the land and hire the vets, hire the people to manage the farm. Now what you can do is you can buy cows, put in the farm, and you basically pay management fees. You know what I mean? And
from the profits you get something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the cow you buy the farm, you buy the cow, you put them in a farm, and the cows are milked every day. The milk is supplied. You know what I mean? And then from that production of milk, there's commission fees to the farm. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the concepts we're doing. It's not public yet, but we're doing that already in Uganda.
Yeah. Looking at many people, they would say that, of course, information is important. But there is a thin line between accurate and inaccurate information. The internet is all over. People can get information from all over, but someone might be, it might be tougher for someone to, just get the right information and the inaccurate information. How would you guide someone on that aspect?
So, number one is, it's a funny one. The first step is, if you're on social media, make sure you unfollow every motivational speaker.
You want to say motivation is a scam?
It's not a scam. They just confuse people. You know what I mean? So, every motivation speaker you follow and follow them. You know what I'm saying? All of them. That's not why it's this, right? So you're gonna, let's say you're on social media, right? One motivation speaker will be like, "Oh man, invest in real estate. It's a really good business." And then you scroll down, another motivation is like, "Real estate is bad business, man. Do something else." Yeah. So you see how people get confused, right? So I think the right informations, they exist in books. You know what I mean? And also right now we actually have a problem with information overload. Where people have too much information, but they can't sort them out to make them a useful information. Understand? So that's, for example, you go on YouTube, you watch a video about real estate. You watch a video about farming. You watch a video about solar energy. You watch a video about crypto. You watch a video about forex.
You're confused.
Now you have millions of
what am I gonna
information.
Do?
What can I do? I mean, so a lot of people have become very indecisive, and that remove the patience. So when they start a business and does not work, they're like, "Oh, wait a minute, maybe I should just do forex. Maybe I should just do real estate." You know what I'm saying? Because you have to understand, it takes 10 years to find something to do. Just to find something to do, it takes 10 years. That's what I believe. You know what I'm saying? Because one advantage rich kids has over poor people is when a rich kid grows up, you already know what's going to do.
Yeah.
He's going to be able to join the family business.
Has already been solved for them.
That puzzle is already solved. So now they have 10 years advantage. Whereby a poor kid, when he grows up, he has to figure out himself what he's good at. So that process is going to take a lot of failure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of failure. So what's going to mean is, you're going to take about 10 years to find something you can actually do. So by getting the right information through books, I like books because I feel like books give you, the information is already sorted out. And also usually books give you information which are coming from somebody's experience. You know what I mean? It's practical information, right? So, read some books about a topic you're interested in. Don't mix.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're interested into like farming,
do farming.
Get books about it, read about it, get some techniques. One of the richest people in China, he's a pig farmer.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And he's a billionaire. You know what I mean? So you can become a billionaire with farming easily. Yeah.
Do you feel like it is important for the system or the government to include the type of information that you want to do in you want to put out in Africa?
I mean, the government
is it gonna be easy?
I think government is very hard to do it because the government is too slow. If you want to change the curriculum, in Kenya, you need like 10 different organizations to vote on it. You need the school to vote on it, the teacher union to vote on it, the Minister of Education to vote on it. The curriculum department to vote on it. So you know, it's what I'm saying. So it becomes very slow in updating information. So right now there's like the rise of AI. You know what I mean? Which school is teaching kids about AI? And that's gonna be their future. Their future is going to really be based on AI, and most people that are going to school for something that's AI we do in 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so this kid, they don't know that's what they're studying is going to be very useless in a matter of
time. Yeah.
2 months. You know what I mean? So if the school, for example, in Africa want to update their curriculum and include the AI, it's going to take like 5 different institutions to approve that. You know what I mean? So that's why it's very hard for school to actually become, catch up with the society because the way institutions operate. You know what I mean? But for us, we don't go through this bureaucratic system, so we can update information in real time. Let's say there's information about AI, we can create exactly a guide or a course about how to profit off AI. You know what I'm saying? How to automate business operations. Actually, very good business. If you know how to automate business operations, you can easily make a good money doing that stuff.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that includes automating the email, messaging, customer service, stuff like that. You can automate. They just happen. You know what I mean? So for us, we are more able to update our systems faster than the school because we don't have a bureaucratic system.
Are you looking at having physical classes or just online classes?
No. Physical classes, the reason why is running a physical class is very expensive, and and also for us we are technology first education company, so we just keep classes are gonna be online. Yeah.
What would you tell someone who's not yet convinced that and in Africa is gonna be something?
And in Africa it's just not education, right? And in Africa itself is huge. It's a vision. It's a system. You know what I mean? But if you don't believe in an Africa Academy, the advice I would give you is to go to college 4 years and then finish it, and then come back and tell me how it worked out for you. You know what I mean? My point is, you're gonna go to school, you're gonna come out poorer than you went.
When you started all this, it started all the way from digital marketing. Looking at what we talked about the other time. How many success stories would you say you've had from interacting with people and being able to just mentor them?
I mean, I have actually, the funny thing is, when I was doing digital marketing, I never wanted to mentor people because you can give somebody education, but you cannot give them the hustle. You know what I mean? So I feel bad when I educate people and then they don't have the will or the motivation to actually go and apply the education. So one of my friends from New York, his name is Ismail. He paid me like back in 2000 something, like 2019. Actually, it was 2020. He was bored during COVID. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, bro, I want to learn digital marketing. I'm like, sure. And then we talked about it. He's my friend. We went to the same university. And when I started my company, I was with him. He saw me starting. And then after a few years, I was doing good. Then he wanted to learn. I'm like, sure. He paid me. And then, I gave him classes, right? So we took like classes about like 7 modules. And then he started getting excuses, right? Oh, my girlfriend's sick, whatever. So anyway, we pushed we helped him out. But at the end of the day, he found out, I don't know if he found out, it's actually really hard to build a company. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because people, they think building a company is easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I told him, like, hey, listen, man, if you want to build a business, because he was looking to build a digital marketing agency, not like find a job, build his own business. So, he started a business, and then he didn't have enough hustle, to actually do it. So yeah, I feel really bad. He's still my friend to this day, you know what I mean? I feel really bad, and I never want to teach people, anything, because when I teach people, I like to see success after they learn. So if they don't succeed, it breaks my heart, man. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. And I can applaud you for actually coming up with this with Art in Africa, I think, in this conversation, I've got to understand more about it, and I've got to also, to get to know the ins and outs of it. And how would someone now reach you? Is there a link that someone can reach? Is there a number? Is there anything that someone can reach, as you prepare to unleash, Art in Africa to the world?
I mean, so right now we are scheduled to launch our education platform in January. We had some class was scheduled in September, but as I told you, we got overwhelmed. A lot of people signed up for the class, and we didn't have enough resources to offer the classes, so we end up refunding everybody. But now, I'm gonna leave a link. You can leave a link on the video. You can join, kind of like join like our wait list, and we have our staffs in Kenya. Somebody will give you a call. I don't make calls anymore. But I have a sales guy in Kenya. He makes call for you and let you know. So that can work. But all I want you to understand is, education itself, it's something, right? Yes. My purpose of Art in Africa is people they need to believe in Africa itself. You understand? And people, a lot of people, we don't believe in this beautiful continent. I mean, we don't believe in it. That's why we want to run away from it. That's why people that are willing to die in those boats going to Europe. So and to be able to believe in that, we have to pass this colonial mindset. The colonial mindset of Europe is better, United States is better, or whatever. Number one, Europe is broke. Europe is broke. So a country like UK, let me tell you something. Even if you pay me, I cannot live in the UK. Even if you pay me, yeah, come live in the UK. Let me ask you a question. Which product does UK create? Have you ever gone to the supermarket and you see a product say made in the UK?
Not really.
So what does UK produce?
They only import.
UK is a country which is living off their colonial, their past success. UK, I will bet that Kenya, in less than 20 years, if they remove all these corrupt things going on, Kenya can be bigger than UK. So when people go to UK, like, what are you going to the UK for? There's no opportunity in UK. It's a country which is living off their colonial history. Once they finish everything they stole from Africa, they'll be broke. They're just eating off stuff they stole from Africa. So you're gonna go to France for what? What is in France? No, tell me, what is in Paris? Matter of fact, right now there's a bed bugs in Paris. So we need to start believing. I believe a country like Tanzania has an opportunity to have a bigger economy than UK.
Really?
I believe 100%. But we need to stop electing idiots. That's number one. But Tanzania, with all the natural resources it has, beautiful landscape, beautiful farmland, Tanzania has all the opportunity need to become bigger than UK. What does UK have? Nothing. So Africa, most African country has massive potential of becoming better and greater than European countries. But a lot of us, we don't believe in this.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And for me, it kind of breaks my heart when I see people don't believe, because I believe in Africa 100%, and I know with the right people, right visionaries, resources, and a good platform, we can change, all these things, bro. You know what I mean? Like, Europe, bro. What is in Europe, man? It's like when somebody say like a country like France is still colonizing African countries. Like how? A country is so small that does not have its own military. Like France lives off Nero. If Nero didn't exist, France would not even have we have peace. France, what does it have? Wine. That's what they produce, wine. You know what I mean? So Now you go to Africa, you find like a country like Senegal, Cameroon, Chad, Burkina Faso, blah blah blah. All these countries they are under control of France. How?
Wow.
You know what I mean? And unless we are going to maybe believe this European conspiracy that African people that are intellectual below than white people, because there's no other way you can explain that to a country like France. It's controlling like 14 countries in Africa.
Wow. And it makes sense because I mean, if they were better than those countries, why would they be invested in controlling them?
Because France cannot exist without those countries.
So that means the countries are better than France.
France cannot exist without those countries. France, 2/3 of Paris, it was powered by Niger uranium. Niger uranium powered 2/3 of entire Paris. And that's why France, when there was a war in Ukraine, they never had a problem with the power. Because they don't use gas from Russia, they use uranium from Niger. France forced all these 14 countries in Africa to put their foreign reserve into French bank. Over $500 billion every year is put in a French bank on behalf of African countries, and that money goes in the French bank, and the French take the money, they loan to their companies.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So unless we are going to agree that we are mentally incapable of solving our own problems, then there's no excuse that a country like France can be controlling 14 countries. You know what I'm saying? In Africa, what does French has?
That's almost a quarter of Africa.
Number one, French people stink. This is actually a fact.
Really?
Why do you think all the perfume come from France? No. What do you think? Why? France make all the perfume in the world.
It's crazy. I'm having this conversation with Eve, and I think it's mind blowing. It's eye opening. But one thing one question I'm just asking myself is, how are you actually able to make money at the same travel, at the same live your purpose? It must be exciting, man.
It's exhausting, man. Since April, I have been on indefinite vacation.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So since April, I've never had a house. So I have a house in every country.
Wow. Every country you've gone to.
Yeah, every country you go to, you
get a house.
You get a house for the day. You know what I'm saying? So my whole entire asset are in a travel bags. That's my whole stuff.
Yeah.
But you can travel. If your life or your income does not depend on your geographical location. I mean, if you can be able to make money from wherever you are, you can be able to travel and do whatever you want. But if you have to show up to your boss every morning, you can travel. That's what you call metrics.
Wow.
It's mind-blowing, actually, that you see a grown-ass man with kids. The kids come to him, "Hey, Dad, can I go play with my friends?" And the dad say, "Yes, you can go play with your friends." And the same grown-ass man go to his job, go to another grown-ass man who's so-called boss, be like, "Hey, please, can I have a vacation?" So the thing about it, having a boss is the most disrespectful thing can happen to any man, because you gotta go to another man and suck on them to give you a day off, to give you a time to go with your wife to the hospital, to give you a time to go to.
Sorry.
You know what I'm saying? So life, there's a lot of stuff you can do to be a free man. You don't have to leave this thing that I've told you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta get a job to do what?
Wow.
A job for what? To cook? And I'm saying, why? I mean, so then the other thing is, you find women respect their boss more than they respect their own husband. You You understand? I'm telling you.
Yeah.
A woman will go to the job, and every time she talk to her boss, she will lower her voice.
They come back home.
By soon as she come back home, to the man she married to, she's yelling. Understand? So that's the failure on men's behalf, mostly because, as a man, your woman should not go to work. Your woman should not have another man that she has to be on her knees.
It's like another husband.
You know what I'm saying? And then she have to go. And then now every day she's just comparing this man to you. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Why is my husband not like this guy? You know what I'm saying? So
that's crazy.
I'm telling you, bro. So, as a guy, bro, the only thing you have to do in life is make money.
Make money, get a skill that pays you. Yes. And of course, the beauty about I think I can get from Anne in Africa is you can work from anywhere in the world.
Bro, anywhere you want,
so you can travel.
You can travel. But also this another thing I want to say is you cannot just these people, some people in America, they will be like, oh man, if you give me $50,000, you're gonna make passive income. You can go lay on the beach. You know what I mean? Even if you travel, it doesn't mean you're not gonna do nothing.
True.
You still have to work.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So people think like when you travel, you don't
you know what?
You just travel. You enjoy your life. No, you have to still work. One of my friends used to be a trader. He traded forex. Stocks.
Yeah.
He used to work for a big trading firm in UK. So he was working remote. So he went to Mexico to live there. Because he was working online. So he went to the beach. He was laying at the beach, trading. You know what I'm saying? So he had this account which was like over $100,000. In the trading account. So there's some girls came, then they get start talking to him. So he forgot about trading, talking to this girl. So what happened is, all the money got wiped out.
Did go back home.
So the whole account went zero. Then he got fired. So like accountability. Doesn't matter where you go. Accountability is still gonna have to apply. Discipline is gonna still have to apply. But what I can just say is, Africa is not the future, it's the now. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to go anywhere. This is where you belong, and you have way more chance making it over here than anywhere else in the world.
Someone once said that if you can make it in Africa, you can make it anywhere in the world.
Africa is not for lazy, bro. You know what I mean?
I've been having this amazing conversation with Steve, and I believe that we are gonna be, having a lot more conversation. I'm actually looking forward to the launch, and I'd really love if you'd come on board. Once you launch, and we talk about it, and of course, empower young men out there and tell them about how they can actually, be self-sustainable. Make money. Get skills and empower them in different ways, in the shortest period of time. So thank you so much for coming today. Maybe you can just talk to someone who's watching you right now. You can just advise someone who's out there. They just have the internet. They're just there, and they really don't know what to do.
I mean, for me, I cannot advise you anything, but I'm gonna say is, if you are a person who believes in Africa as much as I do, and you have a passion to solve problems, either in food productions, real estate, energy productions, technology, all kind of stuff, and you really have a passion for that, and you believe things can be better, right? So make sure you click some link and join my
waiting list.
Join my waiting list. I'm gonna give you a call myself, because I'm looking for those 1,000 people who can solve the biggest problem in Africa. We already know politicians that are lying. You know what I'm saying? Politicians, they're not going to solve the problems. They're going to keep selling you out. And we already know white people, they're not going to solve your problem either.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you already know that. You know what I mean? At the best, they're going to scam you. You know what I mean? So the only solution is remain with us. So if you are a guy, you think, or a girl, you think that things can be solved, things can be better, and you want to contribute to that movement, make sure you sign up and click the link.
Yeah.
But we're gonna put a link to my like a Telegram group and join that.
Yeah, actually the link is in the description. I've also pinned it in the comment section. Thank you so much for coming. Always a pleasure, G.
It's always good.
A lot of insights just from talking to you.
I'm sorry, the message may be like all over the place. Because this was a conversation sitting. You know what I mean? So
thank you so much, guys, for watching another episode fully and proudly sponsored by Bed Palace KE. They have the best furniture. They are the #1 dealers in furniture. If you want beds, chairs, tables, office tables, anything furniture, make sure you reach out to them. The number is on your screen. Miniature presenter Ali, your entertainment PA. The A is always for amazing behind the camera. Frank, the director. I'll see you guys in the next video. Signing out.